Hi people, this is Nettie again. Okay, I want to apologize that I made a video like 2 weeks ago about disability, and I didn't like the way it came out. It sounded like I was taking my frustrations out, everything. So I decided to take it off. I'm sorry for the ones that already had got in and commented, but I think it wasn't fair. That wasn't what I wanted to do. And sometimes when you're going through some frustrations in life, you reflect it on your videos. So I don't want to reflect anything on my videos. you know it's not your fault that I'm going through whatever I'm going through, but let's make it fast. Okay, I'm going to ask you, do you know what is a disability? I can tell you that a disability there's many kinds. You could be blind, you could be not walking. It's something that enables you to do or think the way that it should be normal. My disability is from my waist down. If my hands functions, my brain it used to function good before I got the sepsis, so I'm still having problems with that. But I noticed that I call it. I see myself what I'm doing wrong. I know that when I cook, I focus on my cooking. I do not focus in nothing else but my cooking, because I'll burn it. As simple as that. But I'm handling it pretty good. And the next thing, it disables the person to do certain things, or I call it mentally, to do what they have to do. Um, these functions, it could be so many things, so many things, and it's kind of sad in a way, but in a way you get experience. And I'm gonna tell you something. How do every person function? It all depends. In my case, I had a strong mother, a very strong mother. She rose us. She didn't take coupons. She didn't take welfare. She worked, and she worked hard for both of us. She could be a man if she had to, and put restriction in the house, or she could be as loving as she wanted. Um, in my case, you know, in my case, she was strong with me. Not strong that she beat me up or something like that. Strong in the sense that she would always tell me, don't give me a reason why you can't do this. Don't give me a reason why you can't do that. First you try. Then you tell me, Mom, I cannot do it. First you try, because I don't want you to become disabled that sits in one corner of the room watching TV all day and don't know how to do anything. Anything. She taught me how to do everything. How to cook, how to wash dishes, how to this, how to move my body. You could do so many work in so many ways. For instance, I look for a job. They would look at me like, Dad, this young girl wants a job. She crazy. She goes, what you want to, they tell me, in the interview, what you want a job for? I said, because I think I'm just as human as you, that you have to work to support your family. I want to work to help my husband, to support the family. Then after they make me fill a whole stack of papers and this and that. Then it says, I'll call you the day that they have the test. I said, okay. Never came. Never came. So I was asking the Lord, I said, Lord, I need to help my husband. I need to make some money. So what happened was that we made a grocery, we bought some things, and in between that there was a bag of lollipops that was hanging out, and my cousin sees it. He says, can I buy you a lollipop? I went, what? Can I buy you a lollipop? I want a lollipop. So I gave it to him, but it hit me right in there. It always telling me, this is what you could do. And like I saved a couple of bucks, my husband really, not me, because I didn't have no money. And we bought like $50 in candy, because some of the cost and we bought $50 in candy. They were gone the same day. Gone. And I said, wow. So we started getting bigger. And for years, I sold candies, ice cream. People would tell me, why don't you sell cigarettes and beers? I said, nope. I don't want no drunken person in front of my house when I have a daughter. And I don't drink, so I don't really, so I don't smoke, I don't drink. Why should I be selling that and killing somebody else? So I decided to just keep it clean, just, how you call it, candies for the kids. Because in this area, you have to go out the avenue, cross the street, the avenue, and then buy candies. Here, they have it right next door. So they could just come themselves and buy candies whenever they wanted. So I did that for years, and I helped my husband to take our kids to school. My kids didn't like to eat in the lunchroom. They didn't like the food. So I had, I had 2 kids, so I had to give them money, both of them, so they could go across the street and buy a pizza or buy a hamburger or whatever they wanted. So that's how it was working, After they got big, then I got sick. After they got big, I moved to this house. They were already 15, 16, my son started working at 16, my daughter at 19, 18 or 19, around there. They've always been working. Now she's on leave for a while, but she just had a baby, a gorgeous baby. And I taught my kids to be self-sufficient. I taught my daughter never take abuse. If they do it, you just can't obligate a person to do something. You have to do what you got to do to this disabled person. Try to turn it as normal as possible. That person will say, well, I can't work in a factory or anything, but I know how to wash cars. So hey, I'll tell the neighborhood, I'm washing cars. The pay is this, for this amount of money, I'll wash your car, and I clean it inside, and and people around usually help people like that, So now that I don't have the kids, they're all gone. Now I have 2 granddaughters and another granddaughter coming on the way. So I say, hey, I'm gonna relax a little, and I just do the YouTube, And I hate that, I don't know why I keep using it. So if you teach your kids to be as normal as possible, I'm not saying push them, like whack over the head, but do it, but do it. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you provoke them to do it. You could tell them, I know you could do it. Come on, let's try this test. Show me if you could do it or not. And they're going to go, no, I can't. I don't know, I'm your mom. I should know if you could do it or not. I think you can. That's how my mother used to do it. And my mother used to tell, how they told the kids, you could be anything you want, even the president of the United States. And I used to go, wow, I could do things. So, my mother taught me how to cook. I learned how to knit, and I know how to, if a pants is too long, I know how to sew it up. I know how to do a lot of things. Some of them she didn't teach me. Some of them I was very curious. I wanted to know, like, if, when I used to buy pants, how can I sew it up? Because I'm short, So I learned how to do that and learned so many things, that I'm still learning. A parent's got to do what it has to do, what is beneficial for their kid tomorrow. That when they're not around, they could defend themselves. You can't just take a kid and, kiss him to death. A lot of people told me when I was young that my mom didn't love me. Yeah, they used to tell me, your mom don't love you, girl. Because she puts you to wash dishes and cook and this and that. I used to cook for her because she used to work. It's the least that I could have done as a human being, as a daughter. That when she comes from home, she finds her coffee done, I find some food done, the house clean. I was home all day after I graduated high school, and why not? So I used to do it for her. It wasn't that she was with a whip, you better do this, you better do this. No. I was conscious of what my mother was doing, her sacrifice. Why can't I just help her that when she comes home, she has a nice meal, she has a coffee on the side, and when she was gonna wash the dishes, no, mom, don't worry about it. I'll wash it. I'll wash it. And I used to wash that last dishes that it was meant to be washed. That's how, and kids don't do that. My mother, a couple of years ago, she said, I never said to you actually how thankful I was of you. There's no kids like that. I don't see no kid that did what you did. And I said, well, they probably don't have much to, how you call it, to thank their parents. The kids of today, a lot of kids are very selfish. They think they need it all for them. They don't care what you're going through. It's just them. That's why I take a strong, I'm very sweet with my kids, but I do get times strong because, like I always tell my kids, this is my house. The day you don't like it, there's the door. Why? Because you can't let your kid run your house. I've seen people that the kids run their house. They curse at them, they break things, they bring their girlfriends to sleep over and this and that. No, my son, he had girlfriends that were in the living room, and I made sure they stay in the living room. They're not going to come and use my house for a hotel. No way. No way. So, and that includes my daughter too. So, parents has to take lead. But with the disabled, they have to know how to mess with the psychic, She told them how they could do things, because people outside, they'll tell you, oh, and I went through that too. Oh, poor girl, she's never gonna get married. She can't have kids. Blah 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 blah. And I used to hear this as a kid. I said, why can't I get married, and why can't I have kids? Because my mother told me, you're just as human as anybody else. So, when I found my husband, I went to the doctor, and the doctor told me that my disability was after I was born. It wasn't before. So since I was already born, I wasn't I wasn't gonna have kids that were disabled. Thank God, my two kids, they are perfectly normal, And that's what I was afraid of, that if I get married, I would have a kid, because everybody used to say that. Oh, she can't have, and if she has kids, they're going to be wind up like her. At that time, I didn't know what polio was, which was in the 50s. It came out, this virus, it's like AIDS, So it came out and it hit a lot of kids. A lot of kids died, and a lot of kids survived. A lot of kids mentally wasn't normal, and a lot of kids had no feelings, like when they had polio in the leg, they didn't have no feelings in their legs. I have feeling, that's the worst part. I have feeling, but they don't move, So that causes my bones could be brittle, brittle. I could fall and break my knees very easy, So I try to take care of that too. I try not to fall. But some disabled will be happy. They know how to go through their life, like I did, and act as normal as I can and everything. And there's others that are going to go like, I don't dare, I'm scared, I'm this. People don't even dare, some disabled don't even dare fight for their rights. I went once when I had my kids small. I went to this game place, and I had those two chairs that were empty. They were going to go like a ride thing. So I put him there, and this guard just tells me, hey lady. And I go, what? He tells me, you got to get out of here. I said, why do I have to get out? He says, no, your wheelchair is too big. I said, when do you see in a small baby wheelchair unless you're a kid? And I said, they pass through there, what, they 600 pounds or something? They could go through there. And she goes, no, you have to leave. So I just got so mad, I just said, make me leave right now. Because as soon as I get out, you push me out that door, I will sue this company. And I will sue you too personally. So if you want to go through that, go ahead, do it. The guy thought that maybe I was a dummy, that I don't know my rights or anything, and he walked away. He gave me a dirty look and walked away. And I stood there playing with my kids, because nobody's going to tell me what my rights are. I have the same right as anybody there to take care of their kids, because I wasn't going to leave them alone. They were 4 and 5 years old. To take care of my kids and watch my kids while they're having fun. They're playing around. I have every right to take care of my kids like anybody else. So like I told him, push me. Push this wheelchair out. Just push it out. And I'll see you in court. And he stopped. He just gave me a dirty look and walked away. Some people are like that. They against disabled. They think that disabled are weakies, and they try to abuse. And I always said, don't ever let nobody abuse you if you're disabled. Don't let anybody. I remember also when I was a kid, there was a boy there that liked to bug out, pull the girl's hair, smack them, this and that. He started doing pulling my hair. I said, hey, you better stop, because you don't know me. And he goes, oh, no, I do anything I want. I'm the man. He swore he was a man. He was just a kid. So I started sharpening my pencil. And as soon as he pulled my hair real hard, I took my pencil and went whap right in his stomach. He starts crying like a little girl. And they took me to the office. And I told them, he hits every disabled girl. Every disabled girl. He would take advantage of her. And I was mad at it, because I had a friend, a close friend. She told me the abuse that he was doing to her. And what I did was came and wanted to make him feel what it feels like. So, you have to fight for your rights. And as a disabled, you go through a lot. You can't find a job. They won't, they'll give it to you, especially here. It's not like in the States that you could go to any place and, they might take you. But here, you have to do it through the rehabilitation center. You got to be a weekend rehabilitation center. And then you have to work yourself up. I was planning to take computers, because I want to help my kids, and because I can't go out and to a library. So I wanted a computer so I could help my kids out. What happened was that I went, they told me, oh, you have to come by yourself. So then they told me there's a program, Llama y Viaje, is call and we take you someplace. Then they tell me I gotta go down the hill, go to a couple of blocks up the road, and then they'll go pick me up there. I say, what? If I could go down that hill in a wheelchair, I would not need them. That's what I think. So what I did, my husband noticed that I was, mad and depressed and this and that. So he said, don't worry, Ma, I'll buy you a computer. It might not be the best computer, but even if it's cheap, I'll buy you one. So he did buy me one. It was a bargain. It was good. It was like $700 at that time. And he paid it, little by little. So I got the computer, and my kids would go to school, and I was go and study computer. Now, that's what I'm using now. I'm doing with YouTube. And now I'm trying to learn also other things like cellulars. I'm not good with cellulars. I hate them. But I'm starting to like them, So I told also the disabled, educate yourself. I'm not saying be a master degree on this and that. Just normal little things. Normal little things. Thank God that during this time before the Hurricane Irma and Maria came, me and my daughter got this great idea of doing couponing. And we bought a whole bunch of things and this and that. And that saved our life when the hurricanes came. We had plenty of soap to take a bath. I still even got a lot of soap to take a bath. I bought boxes of it. And we had detergent, dishwashing liquid. We had basically a few things that helped out, with the cost. So I bought 6 Downies, I think it was, or 8 Downies for $2.97, I think it was. Very cheap. And that's how you got to do. You got to learn how to be ahead of time. Um, a lot of people think that disabled are, crazy. They're not. No, if they're sick from their legs or arms, they're also sick from the brains. That's how they see it, and it's not. It's two different things. And some people used to make fun. Now they're more into natural seeing a wheelchair. But when I was a kid, I used to get a lot of looks, and some of them were like smirky smiles. Like, oh my God, look at her. So yeah, you got to stand up. You got to have your self-esteem up there. That's what I say. It's like a woman who's being abused. You have to use your self-esteem. I'm married, and I would never permit my husband to touch me. Never. But thank God my husband is a real sweet person. He's not like that. He's a very nice person. And during the hurricane, he was marvelous. He went out and got food for me and my daughter and the family. Her family and our family were united together, and we were fighting together. And we still are fighting together, But you have to learn how to have your esteem high. So if you don't have your high esteem, you're gonna be one poor person. You're gonna suffer like crazy. You're gonna be hating the world. And I know people like that. They hates everything, hates the world, hates her life, hates her husband. They curse at their husband. They're a disaster. And I always say, if you want your man to stay with you, you have to be nice. You can't insult and humiliate him just because you have a disability. And I seen that. And sooner or later the guy just leaves. He leaves. He leaves alone. And that, is bad. So saying this is part of what disability is all about, and you learn as you go along, but you have to have a positive mind is one. You have to respect the people who's around you. It's not their problem that you're disabled, so don't take it out on them. I met this girl, I met her like through the phone. She was bitter, like crazy. Very, very negative. And I decided never to call her because I don't need negativity in my life. People are happy. They will give that happiness to me. That's what I need. I don't need somebody who's dying and depressed and cursing and this and that. I don't need that. I need something more positive because I can't handle. I call it. Sometimes when a person is negative, you start feeling that pressure, and I don't like it. I like being happy. I love everything. And even though I caught polio, then I caught sepsis, then I caught osteomyelitis, and I caught all this. Osteomyelitis is the worst because that is like you have cancer in your bone. But I tried and I cried a lot to God. Please help me, Lord, this and that. But I never took it out on nobody. Never. Only the time that I was crazy because I didn't know, my bacteria from the sepsis went to my brain. I was getting violent with the people. But it wasn't me. It was the condition, and the doctor explained to them. So they were saying, the doctor said, don't go against her. Go in favor of her. She said, there's a bomb here. You just pick it up and you act like there's a bomb and you just throw it and make it blow up. And my husband used to do that. So then I would move, after he threw out the bombs, I would sit up and then start talking to him. In the meantime, I was stiff because in my mind, I really believed there was bombs. Today, I don't remember none of that. That's what they have told me. So, saying this, positively, mom, don't treat your child like a poor kid. No, it's a person. Treat him like a person. Teach her how to cook, how to clean. It depends also the disability you have. But if you have your hands good and you could sit in a chair, you could do anything. I sit in my wheelchair, I wash dishes. I sit in my wheelchair and I do, everything. I sweep, I mop. I don't do it much now because of my hands. But before I caught the sepsis, I used to do I even painted. My husband say, and then where I used to live, I wanted to paint the balcony. He says, no, you can't do that. Let me do that. And I say, but I want to paint it. No, but this. When he came back, it was painted. It just needed little knickknacks that I couldn't reach because I call it the roller doesn't touch. So he did that last part. And for this time that we went through this hurricane thing, he bought me a orchid because he says, man, you in your wheelchair, you do a lot. I had his clothes up to date, everything. He didn't have to wonder where was the towel, where was this or where was that. Everything was clean, like if it was the washing machine. I caught 2 bacterias, but it was worth it because I got me an orchid. So I just want to say this. And remember, Friday is the giveaway for people who wants to. I'm gonna stop writing the names now and verifying that they are subscribed. You know, because this is only for the people who are subscribed. That's only fair because they're the one who subscribed to me. They're the one that are there with me. I can't just have somebody just come and, oh yeah, I want this, and then I even subscribe. Nope, it's not gonna happen. So I'm gonna verify ones I don't have to verify because they're old friends from the beginning that I've been here, and I already know that they are subscribed. So but people that I don't know or remember, I'm sure gonna verify that they subscribed. So saying this, God bless you all, and if you want to win a bracelet, you have to subscribe. So God bless you all. Until next time, bye bye.